Hey everybody, welcome to Kyle's channel. Welcome my Wolverines. Hope we're staying tough. Um, um, I am making a video on my computer, and I wanted to show the bottom of the screen. Right, it's like 8:40 at night, August 27th, and so my attackers are, whoever, whatever team they have, cyber placed agents, or it's them. I don't know. They're freezing up my computer completely. So what I did last night, which wasn't obvious to me, so I'm gonna say this, and maybe some of you guys, maybe some of you men and women, like this would be just the obvious first thing to do when your computer's getting hacked into. For some reason, with my phone and my tablet, I understand that I can go into airplane mode and take it off the internet. But with my computer, I guess I just work with it so long and the wireless is just on there, right? And I didn't think, like, just turn the wireless off on your computer. So I turned the wireless off of my. It's actually on right now. Airplane mode off. Airplane mode on. Airplane mode on, but I want to make sure, okay, I'm not connected. So yeah, so I'm not connected to my internet, right? Let's see. Yeah, turned off. My Wi-Fi is turned off. And I just wanted to show y'all because, like, the whole computer was freezing up, right? And I showed y'all that, and like some people would maybe be like, "Oh, well, your computer's just running slow" or something like that. So I don't want to show my screen for too long, but there's no freezing up or anything like that. And like, see, I can open windows and they just open up. Actually, because I'm on the screen like this, I can't show y'all. Let me make my screen smaller. I thought that it would come in behind it, but everything's running. The point is, everything's running super fast on my computer, and when I took it off of wireless, so this is kind of if your attackers are hacked into your computer, turn your wireless off, and then what I did is I ran my virus program. I ran two virus programs. I ran Avast and 360 Total Security. I did a full check, a virus scan, and a cleanup. Now, when I did the full check, when it was on wireless, all this stuff popped up, like all these dangerous things that were saying certification didn't match and stuff like that of some kind of login. I wish I would have gotten that, but I was just like, get it off, right? I was so excited that I was like making some progress that I didn't get my phone out and get at least a picture of that, but take a video of it. Um, the problem is that when I turn my wireless back, okay, so I can make a video like this. So I'm trying to figure out, I can make a video like this, but I don't have the internet to pull up the articles, right? So I'm trying to think of a way. This is insane. Let me tell you how it gets more insane too. But what I could do, I was thinking I could take my phone, I can look up articles on there, and just like plug my phone into my computer and kind of pull up the article from my phone. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I know how to do it with pictures and videos and things like that, but I'm not sure how I can get what's on Safari. I guess I have to copy it and put it up here. I'll figure it out. I think that when I turned off the wireless and then I ran my full check of the computer, I don't think it's going to be on the virus scan because I don't think our attackers are really using virus. They might use Trojan viruses. Somebody in the comments like correct me on that. I'm pretty sure they probably do use Trojan viruses, but they use a lot of stuff, backdoors, and from what I'm seeing in my situation, I mean, because you can just open up it's going so fast. Like I was gonna pull up a picture, so y'all could look at something, and I pulled up Wolverine. I guess I like I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm also very just tired of all of this, But I want to okay. Let's not go into that yet. I'll tell y'all a story about gang stalking this morning that I'm not sure about. I'm not sure what's going on sometimes. But it's just everything goes real fast. You see everything pulls up. There's no freezing. I just wanted to show that. I could pull, I can go, and the internet doesn't pull up right because I'm not connected to that. But open Google Chrome, right? And everything's just goes super fast, right? But then when I connect to the internet, things will go super fast if I'm not doing anything important, and then everything will freeze up, when I'm trying to make a video or post a video. The problem is like I could figure out some kind of way to make a video without the wireless connected, but then when I try and post it, I'm going to have to get online, right? But I'm thinking some of the full check and the virus scan with my attackers off the computer, it might buy me some time before they can burrow their way back into my computer, right? I'm not sure. Like I'll update y'all, but I do want to say, like, if you got your attackers like hacked into your computer, shut off your Wi-Fi on the computer, and then run every kind of registry cleaning, virus scan, full computer scan. And then what I want you guys who know more than me about computers, which would be probably everybody. I know how to use a computer to do things, to sell computers, right? I worked at Dell, so I knew how to use a computer to help a customer with a computer, or process an order, or do all that kind of stuff. But I don't know like code and things like that. And specifically, I don't know about like hacking programs or any of that. So a top secret hacking program, right, that the public doesn't know about. But it worked, shutting off the Wi-Fi, then running all that stuff. Then if more suggestions in the comments from people who know computers. Shut your Wi-Fi off. Say run this program, right? Run this to clean your computer, so people will know. But it worked. And now what I'm kind of in is, how do I get back on the internet? Will the things that I did, will that stop them? They're gonna, if they still can do it, they're gonna stop it they're gonna let it go fast for a while, and then they're gonna go, oh no, you really didn't get it right. That's the kind of the psyop. Um, but I just wanted to let y'all know that, and I just wanted to show it. Like I wanted to show just how fast it is, and there's no freezing at all, and they're not they're not stopping me from doing anything, because I'm not connected to wireless. Um, and usually, like with airplane mode on my computer, with my phone, I'll put my phone on airplane mode, and they can still get into that. But it seems like for now, that's stopping them from getting into my computer, and then I'm just figuring out how to kind of move forward. But I wanted to put some of these pictures up, but they were too small. Just something to look at, because I kind of wanted to say this too. So I go walk Pepper this morning, well, this evening. I woke up this evening maybe about 4 or so, and so I go walk Pepper, right, and she's taking her medicine and just like sleeping all the time. She's getting rest, and I bring her food in her bowl, because like usually she'll walk over to the other side of the apartment, but it's like I'm like, here, let me adjust your hospital bed, and I grab her legs and put the bowl like right by her face, kind of pampering her a little bit because she's going through so much pain. Um, I like this picture, but it's real small. Watch. That's a great picture of Wolverine right there. It's great art. Ooh, I like this one too. This man, Lionel Francis Yu, one of my favorite artists. But I wanted to say, like, so I went out to walk Pepper, and I was like almost finished up my walk. Nobody like came out with me, but there's this guy. He's an ex-marine who lives here, and he's talked to me about targeting. Like he's talked to me about it, and I don't want to put him on blast because I'm not sure about these things, right? I don't want to just say immediately like, oh man, he's definitely a gang stalker, but he's wearing an AT&T shirt. He works at AT&T now. I didn't know he got a job at AT&T because I don't talk to him much, and I haven't seen him much, right? I saw him a lot throughout the years, and I think it was a kind of a gang stalk. He was kind of like half-ass gang stalking, trying to find out what was going on at the same time. And I thought that was good. He's a very smart guy. He seems really nice and moral. But in this society, it's like somebody can seem like that and then go, I'm gonna, my chain of command told me that you're evil, right? The problem with some of these ex-military guys is they've been, in wars and stuff, and then they're told to kill or do the mission, and they have to trust the chain of command implicitly that the target that they're hitting is a bad person, right? And then they take that same mentality with innocent Americans and torturing them and gang stalking and stuff like that, right? And they're trying to spread that mentality to normal people who aren't in the military. So it's a very dangerous thing. But we were actually talking about it, and he didn't know. Like, this is the weird thing: wearing the AT&T shirt the day he came out there, wearing the AT&T shirt the day after I just shut my Wi-Fi off my computer, because they had been freezing up my computer for like weeks, right? For more than that, but really hardcore to where I couldn't do anything on the computer. Like, right when I pull it up just to watch a YouTube thing now, because it was like, oh, he's just watching a YouTube video. They didn't mess with it. But now I would just turn on the computer and they just freeze it up, and I couldn't do anything on it, right? Um, but we were talking about some stuff, and like, we talk about this, and he talks it like he goes into some chat rooms and he'll talk to some people who, like, they call him a narcissist, and he kind of thinks that targeted individuals are pretty crazy and stuff like that. But I was like, what Havana syndrome stands for? It stands for Helping American Victims Against Neurological Attacks. And he was like, oh, Havana syndrome. I go, that's what this is. That's what targeted individuals are being hit with. That's what I mean. It's Havana syndrome. So you don't need to go. I mean, for him, like, we need to find out information and stuff. But I said for you, I didn't say for you, but I was like, just look up Havana syndrome, look up the legislation. I got an answer back from our state senator about it, like, and it was like, whoa, like, he didn't connect those things. He didn't connect Havana syndrome with citizens being targeted. He still thought that targeted individuals, microwaves can't, like, he even said, he's like, microwaves can't go through walls or whatever, whatever public science says that's not true. And I was like, no, they can shoot things through walls, definitely. But I don't know. He seems like a nice guy, but the him coming out there with an AT&T shirt, everything I have is hooked up to AT&T, and they stay on the. It's like somebody. It doesn't seem like an automated system that's freezing up the computer. It seems like somebody has to do it. And my attackers, it seems like they have a lot of automated stuff in my brain hitting me and stuff like that. And I'm just like, how many teams are working on certain things here, right? It's insane, and it's unbelievable because little old Kyle, right? But there's lots of money in this experimentation, right? And it's been so long since I was like 12, but then overt went in 2011, and there's been so much money put into it that kind of my thought on it, that we're gonna have to beat, right? We're gonna beat this. We're gonna keep punching, and things are gonna happen, and things are gonna flip for us in a good way. I just know it, and I'm gonna fight for that. No matter what happens in the world, we're gonna fight for that. We're gonna rest when we need to, and we're gonna separate ourselves from the evil system and people doing things incentive wise, doing evil things, and we're gonna do what's right. Um, but I was like telling him about Havana syndrome, and he was still kind of saying, well, they can't really do they'd have to use so many resources. Like, he was talking about this lady that he was talking to. He's like, why would they use so many resources on you, right? And so I explained to him, it's millions and millions of people all over the world, and they're making money, making money mapping the brain and teaching AI how to think more like a human brain. Also training the human operators to do brain to computer interfaces. With this technology and the experimentation, it's making money. So when they're putting all these resources like DHS fusion centers, InfraGard, we've talked about this a bunch. If you're a targeted individual, you know this stuff. But they're making tons of money off of this stuff because taxpayers are funneling money into the Senate. The Senate's giving them money. There's black project money. They're sleeping in money. Their beds are made of money, right? It's all about money. To the top, it's about learning everything about the brain and everything about our energy so they can have complete control, right? Um, Also, what I want to say too is I want to say, like, I've explained this before, but I want to make sure y'all know I don't want to fearmonger. Like, we're in it. I want to give a lot. There is hope in life, and there is hope in Christ, and there is hope. in God in the name of Jesus Christ, right? There is hope for victory in our lives. But I just want to reiterate, like, and this is a movie metaphor, that the doctor in Saw who was put into the room, he said, the guy's like, what? We got to get out of here. And he's like, first, you need to understand what a perfect engine of destruction that you're up against, right? You have to. And I don't even think everybody has to do that. I think some of us have to do that to hit certain points of this, to see the scales missing from the dragon, so to speak. I know we're all in different situations. Some people, it's like, they need to just be like, this is easy and stuff like that, just to go through whatever they're dealing with, right? But for me, to get this thing done, and the way that I see defeating things, we can't, we can't deny how many resources. And it's like the thinking they have is like, they know I'm not a bad guy or anything, and they know I'm trying to help people, but there's been so much money put into it at this point. Me wanting to, okay, so my death is too big to fail, like ruining my life and experimenting on my brain and having everybody just think I look crazy and nobody listening to me. Like, these things haven't happened, but this is the mission, right? Some of them have happened partially, like the damage to my brain and stuff like that, or whatever, torture to the brain. But it's like, and then they're making me forget what I was gonna say, but uh, it's too big to fail, right? I want to get married. I want to get a career. I want to live a regular life. I want to help my family. I want to be healthy. I want to have homeostasis. I want my brain to heal and connect to my heart and think. I'm working on these things, but they're like, no, no, no. We put so much money into making you look crazy and destroying you and collecting data off of your family's destruction. It's too big to fail. So now what we have in these countries, and in the incentive is like, we've started in on this murder and experimentation no matter what. And I'm not saying this is how it's going to end, right? I'm just saying this is how these people think, is this is too big, right? This is too big to fail. Your life doesn't matter, right? And that's the kind of mentality. I kind of question. I don't know if he watches my videos, the guy, and I don't want to put him on blast, right? If he's just hanging out in the community, he just got a job at AT&T, that's a coincidence, right? Coincidences do happen, but I haven't seen him in like 2 months or a long time. He's kind of been like, because usually we'll run into each other the last couple of years. We'll run into each other in some, all the time, and then I don't see him, and then he's working at AT&T, and my computer's being hacked into way more. It makes me a little bit suspicious. He seems like a really nice guy, but even though some of these people think they're nice, if they're told by the chain of command, look, we're doing operations or experimentation or whatever, and you can make money, and we've targeted this guy. I think a lot of them are just like, well, if somebody's going to target him, I might as well do it, or something like that. Like, the mentality is bad, and I don't want to call that guy that. He's fought, like, he's actually been a soldier, and like in a marine. He is a marine, right? And I don't want to accuse 100%. I'm about justice, right? This is what justice is. Justice is, if there's reasonable doubt, you don't like accuse somebody of something. That's the trouble in this community. It's the trouble with targeted individuals, and then the civil war going on, right? People joining up with the system to hurt innocent citizens who are not joined up with the system but still trying to make money from it, right? That's the real civil war. Everybody's like, oh, there's going to be this civil war with guns and everything like that. The civil war is happening. Predator and prey, right? They're turning half of society into predators. They're signing up with the system, gang stalking people, microwaving people, poisoning people, putting aerosol poisons into their place and everything. And then there's us. There's people like me and you guys watching this. We're just normal Americans. We just want to go about our business. But since we're not going to do horrible things, we're not going to sign up for those communistic, techno technocratic, and what's the word? Anarcho-tyrannism, right? Where the people who sign up to the system can do whatever they want to people who are marked and targeted, right? And the people who are marked and targeted better not fart the wrong way, because that's gross, right? I mean, it's a stupid example, but y'all get what I'm saying. So the Civil War is going on. Like, Civil War is going on. People signing up to the system to lie and to kill and everything like that. And then regular citizens who, and there's a lot of regular citizens that are just ignorant of it all. They're just seeing what's happening in the world, right? But they're building up both sides, a predator and prey. So what Karen Stewart said many years ago, she was like, it was, I don't want to say prophetic. I don't think she'd want me to say that, but it was very intelligent. It was an intelligent, words are hard, but it was an intelligent, uh, when you look at something and you observe it, right, and you see what's coming, right, it was a very intelligent observation of what's going to happen and what is happening. So I listen to that lady when she talks. I know she's a moral lady. She's very, very moral, and she's very, very smart. There are lots of very, very smart men and women who are targeted individuals. And you go down. I have, I don't have a huge Twitter following, but I go down there, and it's just like my attackers will have reactions because it's so many targeted individuals saying I'm being tortured. I need this to stop. It's just so many people, right? Millions in America, and it's like these compartmentalized military people do a little bit of this, and they don't, they think I'm just doing my target, right? But they're just doing their target, and then millions of other contractors are just doing their targets, and then it's killing and torturing everybody, right? um I can't think. I'm pretty tired, and I mean, I'm not tired. I'm pretty good. I woke up a couple of hours ago. I'm I want it, and this is the thing. This is the thing, and I was like, I'm gonna start making 2 videos a day. I'm gonna start, 2 short videos a day, and then it helps me, right? It disciplines me to be working a certain number of hours during the day. It's impossible, and it's injustice, because like I feel like I can't do anything. I'm so, like, the torture's really bad, and we should get medical care, and this should stop so we can work. But it's like, what else, right? We got to keep moving forward, and when you keep moving forward, and it's better, right? If you stop, it's going to hurt worse, and it's going to be harder to get back. So I'm trying to kind of get back and doing things. Not get back, I've been doing things the whole time, but I was like, man, I can make 2 videos a day. I can have a kind of a part of the day where I work, and then on the weekends maybe I'll rest or make a video, blah blah blah. And then this happens to where it's like I can't get online on my computer. So I'm doing this to speak out to you guys, because it's part of it, right? It's part of the targeting, but it's also a distraction. It's a sidelining thing, right? So I don't know. I mean, I don't know specifically. I have a couple of theories of why my attackers are just stopping it completely, just trying to stop me completely. I mean, I'm getting more disciplined and putting better, good videos out and good information, and I'm going to be, definitely working on getting the medical evidence of the DTIs, and other evidence. I can't think right now, but there's tons of other evidence, and tons of other evidence that targeted individuals are getting. So that's that, and then I'll report to y'all after I, you know, get the results right. I'm trying to do it smart. It's hard. It's hard because I don't want to just like, you know, you know, you know. So I'm trying to figure that out. But this is good. If your computer's getting hacked into, at least just turn the Wi-Fi off. Some of you guys are like, "Duh, Kyle," right? But some people like me, I didn't think about that. Like I sat there for days going, because they would kind of unfreeze it and then I'd use it, and I just didn't think about it. It just maybe mind control that I didn't think about it. I'm real. It's so weird because he's like the whole time, like even when I told that guy, the ex-marine, about Havana syndrome, he was like, his whole thing is trying to tell me how it couldn't be happening, right? Like they wouldn't be, doing this, blah blah. And I kind of like, I didn't yell at him or anything, but like my spine was like pulsing, and I've been been tortured in my sleep and while I'm awake for so many years that I was like, no, 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 Havana syndrome, no, they are doing this. They can get microwaves. the electromagnetic spectrum, there's many things other than microwaves too that can go through walls and stuff like that. And I was like getting loud and kind of putting my arm out like this because this was this ex-marine. He knows a lot, right? But as a soldier, he factually knows less than me. He's factually trained to know less than me. And I'm a soldier too, right? I'm fighting on American soil against death and trying to help you guys too to get through this stuff. So I'll just say it right now. I think that we I think that we going through this as targeted individuals, we're soldiers, the new type of soldiers. They sit in cushy chairs and they play people's brains, rape people's brains and genitals like a video game in an air conditioned room. We're the soldiers now. They're crap. They're like horse crap, right? Stinky, stinky, stinky horse crap. Um, I'm trying to laugh. I'm trying to laugh about it, but it's like I'm trying to figure out like how I'm going to do this because like I was building up, and I kind of have this feeling. I just want to throw this out there, and I'm not sure because people would say things to me about what I was doing and that I was putting people in danger by doing those live streams, and I'd go, "What the hell are you talking about? I'm trying to help people, trying to get out of this." But the live streams, they let me do those. They freeze them up sometimes to kind of like psyop me to think that they were trying to stop me. But they like those. It's like they wanted me to do the live streams, and the feeling that I get is like I'm not fake, right? I'm a real targeted individual. I swear on the graves of all of my dead grandparents now because I lost my grandmother. I swear on my dead grandmother's grave that just died that I am just a targeted individual. I ain't paid by any organization. I've gotten donations from you guys, which thank you everybody. It's helped. I don't get tons, right? But the people that do give me a little bit, it's you can't imagine, how thankful I am for that. And I want to just say that. But and I forgot what I was talking. They've been doing that to me all day. Um, yeah, the Neurontin thing. Like I'm taking like one Neurontin every 2 days. I'm trying to really taper off. I think I'm gonna have to go back on it. Like if I want to keep doing videos for a while, I think I'm gonna have to go back on it. If I wasn't, I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna take a lot less, and then I'll just, maybe it's just me coming off of it right now. But the mind control, like the fight or flight, the dread, right? It's artificial. Like because years of this torture, I'd wake up and I'd be being tortured, but I'd be like, well, I really can't. I'm dying, so let me play this fun video game, and I would enjoy it, right? And I would enjoy it, even though I was being tortured. Even though I was being tortured, I'd like, I could still enjoy things. I could still be like, oh well, okay, I'll watch this movie or whatever. Now it's like it's kind of gone a little bit further to where it's like this artificial, like I don't feel good about it. I'm fighting it sometimes. Sometimes it goes away, but I'm just saying the the mapping of the brain and the digitizing of the brain. Brian's right. Like as it goes further, he's not right that you could lose your soul. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. And guys, trust me, Brian is a friend of mine. We all get screwed up in this and maybe piss people off by what we say or whatever. But he wouldn't care that I'm saying these things. He's a very logical guy, and he'd just be like, "Oh, that's what Kyle thinks, and I think this, right?" So that's why I do. That's why I talk about Brian sometimes. I know, like, I'm a friend of his, and I know he doesn't care. And plus, I'm talking about his theories. What theory was I talking about? Jeez, jeez. I was saying he was right about. What's he right about? Oh, the like the when you do a live stream, what I'm thinking is, even though I'm like a real targeted individual, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to help targeted individuals. You have a live stream there, right? And then targeted individuals come to it, and then it becomes this place where it's like, oh, that's great. You're putting out information that a couple of hundred people see, but this is a place where we can send in our cyberplace agents to kind of network and meet targeted individuals and then do their thing, right? Harass people. And people have told, suspicious people in the past have told me things like that I was like, maybe like not Brian but other people. And so I look at what they're doing when I'm making individual videos, and like I could do comment videos, but the live streams, it's like they really wanted those, and I'm like, well, was it because the remote neural manipulation, or were they putting people in there, right? It's a very real thing, and that's why I kind of want to back up, because if we start talking about COINTELPRO without everybody kind of researching it and putting things out about it, it kind of chases off the people who are not targeted individuals. Then it makes us look even crazier, right? All these gang stalking, then COINTELPRO, and then the microwave attacks, and then the remote neural manipulation. You try and explain one of those things to people, and they're like, "You're out of your mind," right? Because it's all being hidden. But it's not just because it's being hidden. People have been conditioned to believe these things aren't happening since like the 1900s, middle of the 1900s. Serious conditioning on specifically what they were going to specifically do to people, right? We're going to experiment on people. We're going to hit them with directed energy. They will be followed around by gang stalkers and DHS fusion centers, right? And probably back in like the 1950s, it was like the FBI and CIA and stuff like that. Exclusively, it wasn't as it didn't hadn't taken over the system, but it was still happening to people, right? Oh my God, my memory's going out a lot right now. Bear with me. It's like the modem or whatever, like the AOL. Um. Oh crap. Sorry, guys. Like I sit around sometimes, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to just move off of that point because I can't even remember where I was at on that one. But it's like they're destroying my electronics. They freeze up my computer. They'll destroy vape pens, my PS4. And it seems like with my computer, my phone, and my PlayStation and my tablet, they have to have the wireless on, right? For my phone, it's like I'll turn airplane mode on, Bluetooth off, and the internet off, right? So I'll have it on airplane mode and I'll have everything turned off. They can still get into my phone, right? With all that stuff going on, and they just shut it off. Like this morning, I got up and I tried to turn on the phone, and then they shut it off, and then it comes on with a 10% battery, and then I turn it off again, and I try and like turn everything off on it to turn it off and reset it, and we did that about 10 times. It was 10 times of me turning on the phone, and then after 10 times, they'll let me watch YouTube or whatever on the toilet. Sorry, I didn't say that, and you didn't hear it. Okay. Um, but I was thinking like they're destroying all these electronics, like the computer. And Dave, when I listen to Dave Case's CD, they'll hit it with directed energy. Let's put up a new picture on here for you guys to look at. Luke. Luke. I was gonna put up a picture of Luke Scott. He's my favorite. I was thinking about it. Who's my favorite Star Wars? That's a horrible when you have to make it bigger like that. Just put up the let's just put up the big one like that. That's cool. Um, I'm gonna hurt you the worst you've ever been hurt, but you're gonna be the strongest you've ever been. Like that's stuck in my mind in the Wolverine Origins movie where he's like, you're gonna it's gonna be the most painful thing in your life, but it's gonna make you the strongest thing ever. And it just like attached to my brain and my heart and my spirit. And it was like God saying, you're gonna go through some hard stuff, but it's gonna make you hard, right? I forgot what I was. Oh yeah, okay. So they're hitting all these electronics and things like that, and just like I don't know how they have the ability to do so much stuff, but when you're talking about automation, right? Automating things with the attacks and the attacks to the brain, and then they can kind of then mess with electronics and stuff like that. And I was like, the way that they're thinking is like the way that they disable a computer or freeze up a computer. They're thinking of the brain like that too. In my situation, like hit the brain, freeze it up. Because they can't do. I'm not like trying to brag or anything, but the way I am, they can't make me go out and kill people. Um, the rage is kind of, but it's a lot of behavioral modification and things like that, hypnosis and things that would for a year it'd be like bouncing off my brain, right? I'd be like, that's stupid. But for a decade, you know, the human body is the human body. God made us like this, but God made our bodies to where if we get shot with a bullet, or you know somebody's doing specifically something with a weapon that's artificial, it hurts us and we're in a bad situation. I don't want any of y'all to think that I don't have faith and hope in God and His plan for me and His plan for any of you guys and girls who hook up with God, right? Who get just you know just get connected with that. Um, but you know this is tough, and you get depressed, you get artificially depressed and stuff. Um, and I don't want y'all to ever think that like you know I've given up hope or something like that because I'm complaining about this stuff. Just we go through valleys. Like when somebody gets shot, it hurts and they have to heal up, and it's a bad time. They try and have a good attitude about it, right? So don't ever be down on yourself when this stuff is so hard. The crappy thing that I feel is like they inject kind of feelings about it. So it's like at the beginning I was like, they're killing me, I'm dying, like I don't care about any of these gang stalkers. My perception was a lot more free and just like I don't give an F about this and I deserve to just sit and play video games and I'm gonna figure this stuff out, you know, and a lot more. But then it's like the behavioral conditioning now that my body is more tired from the torture. I'm like, oh, I've got to go out in my community and I better act normal, right? It's these weird things that I would never feel, right? It's not illogical. It's not my brain, my common sense, my logic. I don't know if it's that side or whatever. It's the feeling. It's the emotion that the brain feels about it, right? Um, you know, they're doing such sophisticated stuff to my brain, and I'm fighting it all the time. You know, but it's like I think they think it's like electronics, right? Electromagnetic frequencies, directed energy, everything is connected with those things. Like humanity is connected with energy. All of our machines that we use are connected by energy, and it's like it's like they want to fry this robot's brain, right? So they just think of us as little machines. We want to fry the neurons of this person. That's the biggest thing that it's weird because it's not like they have these psyops that they're doing, psychological operations, hypnosis, like kind of MK Ultra from afar. It really hasn't worked that well on me. It's made me a little my behavior. It's affected my behavior a little bit, but I push through that. I can push through that. The real bad thing is so many frequencies to the vestibular system in the brain, and I'm trying to block them, right? So it's like, and this is another thing. I don't have the internet, so it's like I pull up all those positive hypnosis and music. I couldn't do that last night. I had to just listen to Dave Case CD, and there was a difference in that. I had direct dreaming during the night, but I wake up and it's like I put on Dave Case CD, so they're hitting me with a big stream of energy in the back of the head, and it's conducting around to the ears. So it's like I could hear like a on one side, even listening to Dave Casey, which sometimes I can't. You know, sometimes that happens. Um, but it's like I'm trying to cancel that frequency, and then they're pumping it up on my head, and then we're just doing that all the time, right? And it overloads the brain just on a physical level, right? Not a like, oh, they put this feeling in emotion in my brain, and that's bringing me down. It's that's the thing that's doing it. It's just the frequencies overloading my brain, and then there's neuronal whatever, right? I don't want to say neuronal like death or damage that can't be reversed, but it makes the brain very, very tired. And it's like, so it's like they're not even, the protocols that they're using aren't even bringing me down. It's just how long they've done it to my brain, right? Does that make sense to you guys? It's so awful, you know, so awful. And when I say they, you know, I mean I have a group of human operators You know, like I think it's two shifts of two. I think at this point, I think at one point it was like two shifts of three. No, three shifts of two, three shifts of two. But a lot of it's automated. A lot of the V2K is automated and stuff like that. Um, oh, they're making me forget everything I want to say. I just wanted to show you all that. Took it off of wireless. They're really going after me. I don't know why. I guess it's a sidetrack because there's so much stuff going on in the world. We're hitting an important time, right? Like we've got legislation that could protect us if we do things right. Like we've got holes to go through, right? We've got that. So it's like talking about my computer being hacked and stuff at this point, it's like a win for them, even though it's like I'm showing y'all and then hey, turn your wireless off. So the people who wouldn't have just obviously thought of that, it could like kind of save you in a pinch, and then run your virus programs when they're not on your computer, right? um, and I know there's that article that I want to read that I put on my last video. I like when I turned my wireless off, I still that still came up, right? And I should have done the video then, but I restarted my computer, and then I can't. That article, I'd have to get the link, right? So it had stayed on there for like a second, but then I couldn't get back to it. I'm gonna figure it out. I think by doing what I did, I think by turning the wireless off and then running all the cleanup programs and virus programs and everything like that and scan disk and everything, that it might take them a little bit of time to get back in. I'm going to check. I don't know. They might freeze it up. I'll keep you guys updated. We're going to be going through the important information, right? The legislation and stuff like that. The legislation, if any, I know people are actually in talks with senators, like targeted individuals are talking to senators who are like, yeah, we're trying to get citizens taken care of, right? So I'm not going to neglect that. This is a sidetrack thing, but this is part of it, right? I don't understand why they're going full bore on me. I don't get it. Like, I mean, I don't understand. Um, I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, the information's important, right? The information's really, really important. I don't know why they're freezing up the entire computer now. The thing is, this is the deal, right? I mean, like, I don't have money. I don't have money on my own. Like, my mom helps me with the condo, but if the computer completely, if they just completely freeze it up and don't let me get on there to post videos, I'm just going to get a new computer, right? I'm going to keep this one and see how much forensics are. I mean, I guess I need to do a video on that, but I have to get online to look that up. Maybe I can, I'm going to try some things. I'm going to try some things. First thing I'm going to try, I think, is just getting back online after what I did, like after running all the programs. It looks like I got some weird things off, like registry names that weren't correct and things like that I had never seen when I ran the virus program when I had my computer on the wireless network, right? So I'm gonna check it out and I'll let y'all know. I just hope y'all are getting through this too. I hope y'all are just making it. I went to Walmart today to get some food. Everybody's wearing masks from the um, biological terrorism, from the biological weapon that was released on the globe. I'm just talking in theory, right? Um, you know, I mean, what do you do with that? What do you do with that, right? And then we're being tortured in our homes. But we've got some promising stuff, but it seems like it's being engulfed in chaos, right? Um, I don't know. Well, I guess I don't want to. I don't want to keep blabbing, right? I'm just blabbing right now. I just wanted to show you all my computer's going super super fast, and there's no freezing at all, and there's no chance of freezing. And I've done it on my own a lot, so I figure they would have shown me they can freeze it up. So when the wireless is off, and and last night I unplugged my modem to go to sleep because I was like, well, I'm not going to use anything off my computer. I keep my modem on so I can listen to the stuff on YouTube, the music and stuff like that. And I unplugged my modem and it didn't seem to help. Like it didn't seem to help at all. And because I thought about it when I unplugged the modem. Like everywhere I go, I can hear the V2K, and everywhere I go, even if I don't have a modem there, it's like they can hit me. It might help a little bit in y'all's situation. I was thinking about turning off the electricity in the room, right? Just cutting the breaker on that. Um, so I'm working on those things right now. Just thinking about how I can do this off, like make the video off of the internet. But first I'm gonna see if I fixed it. First I'm gonna see if I fixed it. It's just everything's going super fast. Opera, I ran the virus program after I turned off wireless, and it erased Opera. So this program called Opera, and I guess it's kind of like Google. It opens windows and you can search for things or whatever. It said that was a dangerous program, and it took that off. Like in I never thought. I just thought it was something I'd picked up on the internet, right? So some things happen. Hopefully it worked. But I wanted to go through that article. I might just try tomorrow. I'm gonna kind of just take it. I've been fighting the computer frozen up. That conversation with that ex-marine. I mean, I like him. We gave each other a fist bump when he was walking away. But he's working at AT&T. Got a job at AT&T, and like I mean that's I don't know. I think even people who seem nice, if so much money is put into going after a target, right? They don't really care. Like they don't care about the family. Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to put him on blast. I'm not sure. It could be just a. It could just be a huge coincidence, but that'd be a huge coincidence that I fixed it last night, right? And then there he is when I'm going to walk the dog, right? He seems like a really nice guy, and we talk. But his main thing is like, I'm sitting there. I told him, I was like, dude, I woke up and my spine is like pulsing, and they use the vestibular system to mess with your head, like to do experience. I was like, it's like MK Ultra from far, and he's kind of like, oh, well, I don't think they really do that stuff. It's so many, so he's still kind of there. But I was like, just look up Havana syndrome. This is Havana syndrome. I'm gonna like I know that a lot of us are like, hey, Havana syndrome. It's not what it is, right? That's a weapon. Havana syndrome, that word, they want to use it as propaganda to stall everything, but they've given us a weapon that's in the mainstream that we can take and we can use that weapon, that word, Havana syndrome, and all the legislation around it. Then you can bring in the real verbiage, right? The actual verbiage that explains it. You can say Havana syndrome. Yeah, these people are getting hit by remote microwaves. It's actually not just Havana. It's all around the world, and it's experimentational and it's operational. They're doing training, research, and development on individuals who are not like military targets. It's like experimentation. Well, they are military targets now. We're military targets now. But to train and to practice so they can do it operationally. And now they're doing it operationally, and they're keeping the experimentation going, and it's getting more and more because it's military slash businesses. If it was just military, they do it kind of like MK Ultra and the CIA, where it was kind of closed up, awful, like awful. But when you do intelligence agencies, military slash corporations, the greed doesn't stop, and that's a good thing for us, right? Because it's not going to stop. It's going to just overflow. There's going to be all these people getting hit by this stuff. It's going to have to come out, like at least in America, right? And then I'd say Canada and the UK would be next, or UK and Canada at the same time. And then China and Russia aren't going to we'll probably force them, or I don't know, false flag operations. We've already pinned, everybody's pointing at Russia for doing it anyway, right? Um, I still think it was Chinese intelligence hitting the embassy workers in Vietnam, because I think China like probably works with Vietnamese intelligence. Whoever works with Vietnamese intelligence to give them weapon systems, right? Because Vietnam's not, they're not developing this on their own. They don't have manufacturers doing it, but they're gonna ally with a bigger country that will give them these technologies for a trade-off, right? And I think that's China. I think, or maybe it's just Chinese intelligence doing it independently of Vietnamese intelligence, right? And that, because I don't know who because China's planning on like kind of taking over those areas, right? Taiwan. So I don't know how many of them are like allied with them. But I'd say the leadership of any of those countries is just going to be allied with whoever gives them the most money or whatever, and they don't really care about the people of the country, right? We have it's like leaders kind of decide what's good for them if they're getting money, but they don't care about the people at all, right? Leaders, right? Leaders. Like our president. We were also talking, this was interesting because we were talking about ISIS and the Taliban and Al Qaeda, and I kind of thought they just changed the names and kind of whatever, but they are different factions. Um, and he was saying that the biggest concern now is not going to be the Taliban, but it's going to be like ISIS C or ISIS something, ISIS dash something, because the Taliban is like there's the and this is the thing. This is the thing that I think that the media should clear up. There's a he cleared it up in my head, right? I was saying the Taliban, why they got all these weapons? Like, why is the director of the CIA having a meeting with the head of the Taliban, right? Like, how could he? And he's like, no, 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 no. There's Taliban, the political leadership, right? So there's the political Taliban, then there's the terrorists, right? And I don't know, is that separate? Aren't the political ones connected to these? It's a mess, right? It's a mess. But he was saying that it's not really a Taliban that's the threat and that's going to be the major threat. It's going to be other terrorist groups that move in, ISIS C or something like that. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable that Americans are trapped there, and this is one of the things that I wanted to make a video about because we know the advanced technology that our military has, right? I mean, they can surveil you all day long. They can, give you like while I was talking to the guy, they were freaking out, and they started making squeezing my heart. They hadn't done that in a long time because I was talking to him. We were just having a conversation about it. And I think it could be because he's involved and he doesn't know what he's involved in maybe. And like I said, I don't want to put him on blast. It could be a huge coincidence, but when you're targeted, huge coincidences are usually gaslighting and game stalking. If it's really, really a huge coincidence, I hate that. I hate it. I hate it because it's hard for us to. I'm not gonna go into that. I'm not gonna go into that. Um, just weird. Just weird. And I'm gonna figure this out, like how to get back online. Maybe I fixed it for a while. I think they would burrow back in, right? Um, after I get back on my network for a while. All my stuff's AT&T, and that guy works at AT&T, and he's an ex-Marine. And I had like he used to kind of show up in spots, right? A little bit gang stalky, but we'd still talk, and I would just say no, 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 and then I haven't seen him in a while, like anywhere. And I'm like, how's that happen? Like, how haven't we just seen each other around? But that can happen if somebody is like surveilling you and hacking into your computer. They know your schedules and then they avoid you. They do that as the gang stalking, but they don't do the physical gang stalking. Other people in the community do that so that you kind of put them out of your mind while they're doing that stuff, right? And then I guess there's the other situation. I mean, people can do that and then still gang stalk you too. But it's weird how it happens. It's just a little bit weird how it happens. But he seems like a really nice guy, and we have good conversations. And I don't want to immediately jump to that. But being a targeted individual and so much, so many people being involved in this stuff and advanced weaponry and all this, it's like suspicious. But like, I mean, getting out those Americans like that are trapped in Afghanistan. I mean, just any Taliban that are around them, just make them go to sleep, you know, or voice of God, right? I mean, they've got so many options. They can see everybody in there with advanced technology, with the satellites they have, and I don't see a problem. I see it. It's on purpose. Like, the stuff that's happening there is just on purpose. That's what I see. Um, I think we kind of all see that. Everybody who's watching this video, at least. All right. Well, I just wanted to show you all that. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to talk, but you know, getting off that neuron's hard. I think I might just do it and like wait a week, wait a week and see if I kind of balance back out. But the worst thing about it is like when I would wake up from sleeping, I didn't feel as like out of breath, and like my insides were being microwaved and pushed in, right, with the Neurontin, because I'd usually take one before I went to sleep, and I'd wake up with a kind of a headache and some soreness, but it wasn't as like because I woke up this morning and I was just like I could barely breathe, right? I could barely breathe. Um, I'm fighting through it. I gotta take, and I'm definitely gonna be taking the apple cider vinegar every day. Um, all right, I think that's all I have, guys. That article is so important. Posting this. I don't know when this will be posted. I guess I'm going to jump online tonight, try and post it quick, and then get back off of the internet and do it that way. It's because they're just free, it freezes up completely. Like I would turn my computer off and turn it back on, and then they would wait a sec. I'd move everything, and I'd go, oh, I got them off, and then they just go and just freeze it, right? And then I'd get error messages like Microsoft is not working in process, right? So they're doing something to Windows, right, to freeze it up. I wish I knew. Actually, I don't. I don't want that in my brain. I don't want programming or any of that in my brain. I don't care about that stuff. I guess I need to learn a little bit about it. Whatever. 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 I hope you guys are having a good Friday night. Having some joy and happiness, and living life. Our lives are precious, and what they're doing is either the people microwaving us and gang stalking and us being attacked and our families being attacked. Just time, right? Time is our most precious asset on this earth. Now, in the next, we'll have infinite time in heaven in the next life. But in this earth, what we're doing, time is so precious to spend with your loved ones, to help your loved ones, to build a life, to experience life, to cultivate life, to protect life, and they waste our lives. They take our time, and it's worse than that because they're like torturing us and messing with our brains. But like it takes everyone's time, and it just takes them off of life into what just the top of the pyramid, just some retarded people, inbred people want to happen to all of us, and we go along with it. Well, I'm not going along with it. You guys aren't going along with it. We ain't going along with it. And we will fight as hard as we can. We will fight as hard as we can. But let's just do our best. I'm gonna try and figure this out, and I'm working on some other things too. Some things with pushing, but I'm looking at everything that's going on in the world, and timing is important. So I have a little bit. I don't know. I'm just thinking, guys. I'm thinking and I'm strategizing, and I just don't know. We got to be careful. Well, I mean, I need to be careful with the timing of what I'm doing, because if it's just like I go do it and it's like all these other emergencies are going on, and I'm not talking about anything violent, but like the GoPro camera and then going and having meetings and talking to these people. Can I videotape this? Can I put it on YouTube? Things like that, right? I don't know. I can push, but it's like, yeah, I'm not going to go. I'm just thinking of things. I'm thinking of things. God is with us. God is with us, but we're struggling with weapons attacks, right? So God is with us, but it's going to be tough sometimes, and He knows that. He knows, when it's artificial depression in your head, and but God's still in your heart, So hold on to that. All right, guys, I'm going to stop it. I've been rambling, and let me get my brain together. Let me pick my brain up off of the floor, right? I wish I could, like, cause I talk to my attackers in my car today. I don't do it all the time, and I wish I could say those things to you guys. What I say to them, it's like I want a channel where I'm just talking to the people doing this and telling them what they are and like what they're causing and stuff. And but it's like different. I talk to them and I like come up with tons of good points on, why they should, what's happening with this, what's to come, you if people don't fix this, like what the human beings. Well, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I love you guys. I just wanted to give y'all a update. Maybe I could make this. I can make this my thumbnail, right? I'll make this. Can I even do that? My face doesn't even do that. I look like I'm dumb. All right, I love you guys. God bless y'all, and God bless your families. God protect you in the name of Jesus Christ. Let's hold on to the promises that Jesus made. And I think I just wanted to end it with this because I say this oftentimes. Like I know a lot of Christians are waiting for Jesus to come and come down, but he's here. Now I think that was a message of his, and I'm not saying the other thing is not going to happen, but I think his message was when dark times come and it looks like the apocalypse, I'm going to be there. I'm going to return in y'all, in the Holy Spirit, right? So he's here with us. He's here inside of us right now in these dark times that look like kind of apocalyptic, at least for America, right? At least for some countries, Australia and a lot of countries, right? It looks like we're going into a 1984, but he said, I'll be there any of those times, right? I think it's like we're waiting for the one time at the end, and that is going to come. That's going to come. I'm not speaking on that, but I'm just saying every time he's here. He's here, right? So hold on to that, guys. Hold on to that, guys. And there's really good people in the world, fighting for what's right. They're not in power. They don't have a lot of power. The right side is not really the winning side right now. But we're on the right side, so know that. That's from a episode of Firefly. It's so weird because in Firefly, the whole thing, and in Serenity, like China corporations join with American corporations, and they're the leader of the world, right? And then they just take over stuff. So it's businesses that just take over. And I see a shift. I see a shift because bureaucracy is not efficient, right? But business is. And that's the main thing. If we want to get a foothold, like, and I'm talking anybody who tells the truth, right? Who's speaking the truth, we have to incentivize it. You got to look at people like Brian from High Impact Blogs, what he's doing, Awakening with JP, and they like. I think Brian goes into a little bit more hardcore subject matter than Awakening with JP, right? They both talk about certain stuff. And then I'm talking about way more hardcore conspiracy truths than either of them. Um, but we've got to find a way to incentivize our side because if you look at the other side, gang stalkers and these people that are microwaving us and everything like that, big money, right? Incentive to do this, to feed their families and stuff like that. People who are like gaslighting us and crap. It's like, they have to make money. So we got to think about some ways, and some people are the bigger organizations and people who are really big on YouTube. They are incentivized. I mean, they make tons of money. But the little guys, right? The little guys, it's like after a while, it's like you tell your truth and then you kind of go get a job, right? With the targeting, it's a little bit different. It was like I can't just go get a job. Can't think. Brain can't think. I'll play video games and that'll help me think a little bit. Think a little bit better. I love you guys. I hope y'all are experiencing some comfort, right? Peace. Um, Peace. But Dave K's CD works very well. The noise canceling hearing aids work very well. We need to, I'm gonna come up with more stuff. The resonance of the brain is very important. Um, I've been on for a while. I've been on for an hour, and nobody wants to just watch me talk for an hour. I just wanted to show y'all. Turned off the wireless, no freezing up. Now tell me, Just because I turn the internet on my computer, should other programs that aren't even connected to the internet be able to be frozen up? Like when I go to this, when I go to my startup menu, right? Go to my startup menu, should that be frozen if the internet's on, right? So proof of hacking, right? A lot of computers are being hacked into, not just targeted individuals that are being uh, intensely tortured, right? It's happening to just the whole population, right? All right, I love you guys. Um, peace, and love to you and your families, and protection in the name of Jesus Christ. I'll see you on the next one. I'm just going to kind of figure things out. I don't know. I might end up, it's getting kind of complicated and I'm tired. I might just take a little break and meditate and see where God's lead me. But there's a lot of important information to get out. So it's like any meditating and praying I'm doing with God, I'm saying we got legislation going, we've got holes opened up for us, right? A bunch of holes open up for us, but these are holes that we're gonna have to push through. Right? It's not just gonna be like, oh, they're just gonna take care of it. The reason that these lawmakers and senators are pushing for answers from the Pentagon and the CIA is because of you. It's because of all those people that wrote letters to their senators. That that's why that mainstream article. I'll put it in this description too. When I put it up, I couldn't put it in the phone description because I made the video on my phone. But I'll put it in this description. I'll try and get it up if I can. We'll see when I can get this up. I mean, but they're completely trying to just freeze the computer and stop me from doing anything, like putting up. Because I guess, I mean, I guess it is because like and I know people are just like, oh, I was going to do a bunch of work and then my attackers did this. Maybe some people do that, but it's not that. Like I swear, like I wouldn't even say that. I'd be like, oh, well, I didn't want to do it. Like if I really didn't want to do videos, I'd be like, I didn't want to do videos anyway. So thanks. I'm glad they did this, right? Um, which I don't know. It's getting pretty complicated, and this seems very sidetracky, right? And that's one of their things that they're trying to get, right? Because we've got tons of important information coming out, and you can go on Twitter and just get articles about this stuff, and then we pour out the stuff that's about Havana syndrome, and it's just happening everywhere, right? And I think that they don't like me because I'm sitting here and I'm going, well, this is what these things do, right? If embassy workers that are embassy workers slash special agents are getting hit with this stuff, they're getting signals back from their brain, and they know what's going on in that person's brain. But nobody's talking. They're just like this mysterious thing is hitting these people, and it's giving them symptoms, and we're covering up why an intelligence agency from another country would want to do that to our embassy workers. And I guarantee you ain't gonna hear it on the mainstream news. And this is another reason they don't like me. I guarantee you that America is hitting any kind of like Chinese, Russian, the Chinese embassy, the Russian embassy. There was that weird incident at the Chinese embassy in Texas or something where they burned all these files and stuff like that. I would guarantee you that American intelligence is making sure that they're not sending in intelligence agencies as ambassadors, right? We give it up to God. We give it up to God. We fight as hard as we can, and we put the results in God's hands. All right, guys. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. This moving super fast. They would stop this. I really like this picture. This picture is great. I should put up more pictures if I knew I was going to show you like that. Oh, I got a really. There's another really cool piece. What is that on there? Are those they're bullets. Oh, it's even cooler than I thought. This picture is even cooler than I thought. Bullets. A bullet is tearing through his ear, and bullets are flying at him, and he's just like smoking a cigar. That's awesome. Boy, that's awesome. All right, guys. I love y'all. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get this up. It's August 27th now, so we'll see. And I'm going to try. But it's just like they're so I'm not sure. I might have to talk because I gotta get Pepper her medical tests and stuff. So I gotta talk to my mom about that, and then I'll see I'll see, but that's not gonna work good. She wants me. She doesn't understand how bad this is. She understands that it's happening, and she expects more independence out of me and more help from me, and then she'll give me help, right? So, so I don't know. So I don't know. But thank you all everyone for anything like good comment, a thumbs up, whatever you do for this channel. Thank you so much. This is all of us, right? Even with me not doing live streams, I'm gonna find a way to present your voices because I think that's important. It just and I'm not gonna go into all that again. Um, but I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.